folks. What a fascinating end to the first part of our trip. We survived the rain and now we're moving further north into the national park sort of area around Lochern, Welford and those other sort of national parks which we'll describe a little bit further down the track. So it's been an awesome first part. Hopefully we get some sunshine and we can move forward from here. Driving along, heading towards the main road into Windora, and we thought we'd pull off into a little parking bay which had a nice little roof and we could hide under if it rained for some smoko. Pulled off. It looked pretty solid, but it wasn't a good idea. I sort of came to a stop on a little bit of a rise and then had trouble getting going again and had to absolutely floor it to try to get through. Mud flying everywhere, but we did manage to get back onto bitumen. I think we'll go find somewhere else to have a bit of smoko that has a bit more bitumen around us. The road's got a bit exciting. We're just doing a bypass track, so we don't need to go into Windora. So we're sort of going around through Welford and up to Junda. The road's open and it's a sort of partially dirt, partially bitumen, but there's still a bit of mud and water on the roads. Nothing too drastic, just moseying along at 80. So yeah, it's all good, but it makes an exciting drive.
How's your burger?
Good.
Good? I want to see you taking a big bite.
What type of burger did you get?
Cheeseburger.
So we just stopped before the Lochern National Park to grab some firewood, and the kids love helping to do this job. You're going to take that big bit?
Finally made it. We're in Lochern National Park. Something I've been looking forward to, getting off the beaten track and getting on some dirt roads for the whole holiday. It's finally come. It's a beautiful campsite we've got here. Boys are running around and they can yell and scream as much as they like and without needing to be concerned about our neighbours. We're pretty isolated here. I think there's some other people around us, but another couple of 100 metres up the waterhole here and a couple of 100 metres back down the other way. So we're pretty much on our own, and it's going to be a bit cold tonight, I think. There's no cloud cover, the rain's gone, which is fantastic. Even had some sun this afternoon, so just hoping to sit down and relax. Just doing a simple dinner. Got some pre-made ravioli that we've just chucked on the camp oven on the fire. Set up the camp tent for the shower, so the boys and Jen will have a shower soon. And yeah, call it a night, I think. Sit down, have a couple of beers and just relax. Interesting drive, lots of muddy roads, lots of entertainment and driving some of those. All the roads that we drove down today were open. There wasn't any issue from that perspective. I just had to drop a bit of tyre pressure and then the car dealt with that fine. Everything got covered in mud, but we got here safely, so it was still a good fun drive, a good fun day. And tomorrow we're just planning on hanging around camp, maybe doing some of the local drives. There's a couple of small drives around here, but just soaking up the atmosphere and the isolation is what we're keen on doing for the next couple of days. So yeah, that's about us. Thursday, day 5, I think it is. I lost all count of days. But yeah, I'm glad the rain's behind us and glad we can dry out a bit and have a bit of time together as a family now, just relaxing. Good stuff. So the plan for today is just going for a bit of a cruise around Lochern National Park. There's a bit of a drive that we can do, and there's a couple of sites. I think there's an old homestead we can go and have a bit of a squiz at. So we'll go for a bit of a cruise today and see what the place has to offer, and certainly a lot of bird life, and it's a beautiful spot, the campground that we're staying at. So we'll see what the park's got to offer. So just having a quick read of the information board. It looks like Lochern was originally a pastoral company, probably running sheep, considering we're just standing outside a big shearing complex. For some reason we can't go inside, but that's all cool as well. Been in plenty of them in the past. There's a shearing quarters as well, which apparently on the board in the information said that you can stay in at different periods throughout the year. Not sure what that means. But I think the facilities would be pretty basic out here. Looks like they had some toilets and a shower, but they were pretty rudimentary. But yeah, interesting location and interesting spot to have a look on, this little tourist drive that we're doing. About 40 k's it is, so that's not little, but yeah, so we'll just travel around that. You're wondering what the counting is. It's 100 metres to Blue Lagoon. I'm pretty sure it's just in front, but Tobes is just making sure that we don't overstep the mark.
We said we weren't really going to do a cooking segment as such on this channel because we're not really chefs, but we do like to do a bit of camp cooking. So we are making some damper this afternoon, so if it works, we may use it. If it's a disaster, this will just get deleted. So I mix up the damper. It's just flour, milk and some oil, and Micah does all the tricky stuff with the fire, so he's the real cook. I need to come around.
Drum roll. Come on, you gotta keep going.
You ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
I'm gonna steal some this side.
Where was it?
Ooh.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So we just stopped outside Stonehenge and we had a little bit of phone coverage, and we've been waiting to see if we can get into Lochern National Park, but it looks like it's closed for the next couple of days. So a bit disappointed, because that was a park that I was really interested, national park that I was really interested in getting into, but them's the breaks and that's what happens. Had a lot of rain out here, so I can understand that they want to protect their tracks. Plan of attack for today is we're still going to drive down to Junda. We're sort of backtracking a little bit, but that's cool. And we know that they just received supplies because we're a bit low on food and low on water and low on everything really. So we'll go back down to Junda, have a bit of lunch I think, and then make a plan from that stage on. pulled off the road to look at a native well. It's just not too far off the road, and kind of it's a bit disappointing in some ways, but it is what it is, I suppose. Just having a quiet day today in Junda, catching up on some washing and other bits and pieces, and while the washing's in the machine we thought we'd go for a bit of a check out around town. There's a bit of a settlers drive, nature drive as they call it, and we're here anyway. We thought we might go for a bit of a drive and see what it's all about. So at the moment it sort of kicks off just along the Thompson River, just near the bridge as you drive into town from Windora, and does a bit of a loop and checking out some of the sites around Junda. So we'll see how we go. Just spent the last couple of days here at Junda, just getting things in order with the camper trailer and the truck. Junda's a really good place to stay. It's got a beautiful caravan park here, and it's got really good supplies for such a small town. So there's things like a general store, which has got basic items but enough to keep you supplied, so stuff like meat and just general grocery items. Lots of fuel. Fuel isn't a problem, obviously. Water, you can get fill your tanks up here quite easily. There's no dramas with that. They've also got a truck wash where you can go free of charge. You just got to make sure that you clean the place down after you finish, but a big gurney and cleaning all the mud and dust off your truck as well. So it's a really well stocked little community that is great to just drop in. The campground, I can't rave enough about. Beautifully clean, really good facilities. There's even some free hot showers in town in a park. So if you're heading out this way and you're kind of thinking, oh, should we stop in Junda or shouldn't we? Highly recommend it. It's a really good place to stop and it's well worth your while.